The Green Deal rightly identifies the cement sector as indispensable to Europe's economy as it supplies the construction ecosystem which employs 13 million people in Europe. In its roadmap, published in response to the Green Deal, Cembureau sets out the ambition of the sector to reach carbon neutrality by 2050 along its full cement concrete value chain. The success of our efforts will depend on our determination and focus, but equally on having the right regulatory and financial levers in place to drive through the required changes.
Now more and more industries are committed and in a credible way committed to fully decarbonize. Germany is keen to support everything to ensure that climate ambition does not go along with competitive disadvantages. And this means collaboration between industry and governments. We might need CCS, but only if we do credibly everything to avoid emissions. Then I think we can have acceptance in society also to use CCS.
The cement industry is going to play a central role in getting to climate neutrality in 2050. Innovation will have to play a major role. And that also will have to do with creating the right policy framework.
The cement industry is crucial for the European economy. One of the most important issues for this sector is to have this long life of the product approach, so from cradle to grave. It has a very positive effect, so we really bet on the renovation, and for that we need a clean, sustainable cement sector.
There will be a lot of cement needed and used in the future in Europe. The workers in the European cement industry see themselves as a fundamental part of delivering that Green Deal. For us, there is a social transition which is going on. We want to see as a just transition. And a just transition is really vital in terms of involvement of the workforce.
The cement industry has a key responsibility to reduce emissions over the coming decades. It has already done in that direction quite a bit, but needs to accelerate. I think we need new technology innovation, and one of them to reduce emissions from existing plants is carbon capture, utilization and storage.
We've come a long way. That's shown in the figures. All cement makers are behind this push for carbon neutrality by 2050. We really want to get there. We've got the technical ability, we've got the engineers, we've got the will and the drive to get there. We really need the policy framework. I think we all need to improve the public perception of concrete as an essential, truly sustainable material that can be a key part of the solution over the next 30 years and not part of the problem. For policymakers, the introduction of a solid border adjustment mechanism alongside phase 4 of the EU ETS. That's what we need to make business decisions.
It gives stability, predictability, the right framework. And I think the EU, frankly, is well placed. The ETS, the European Green Deal, the net zero ambitions, are a good step forward compared to many other regions in the world to give that stability, even in the COVID times. Pursue all the efforts they are putting in efficiency, material efficiency, innovation, openness for key technologies.
One priority for both sides, and it's that question of public-private regional clustering. Strong transition plans between the cement industry and other industries to ensure that we get a rollout of the infrastructure that's needed and sharing of technologies, circular economy, everything else which comes with that.
I would put forward the development of affordable, clean, sustainable technologies. So we have to create the conditions for that to happen.
And I want shovel-ready projects. as many as we can get, but putting them into the perspective of the whole transition over the next 30 years. I want to have swift decision making, not tinkering around and going around the issues, but please make the decisions, make them before December.
If we look into a broader picture, we see new opportunities where to cut down on the carbon. Life cycle considerations and circularity measures can drastically reduce this carbon. This is here where the cement industry can really play a decisive role because they're at the very center of it.
How can we incentivize and how can we encourage the circularity of construction materials? In this regard, I think that the cement sector has a huge role to play. We have to work in terms of recyclability, in terms of reducing the embodied energy, and in terms of having a resilient outcome from this effort.
Concrete is recognized for being not only an efficient but a durable materials, but also it brings key advantages at the end of life, such as recyclability and recarbonation. But the quality of the recycled concrete aggregates can be even more improved by recarbonation.
Cement is a fantastic material. If it cost twice as much as it did for some reason, or production or otherwise, you would still use it. It provides a lot of value for the price that it has. The opportunities of reuse, there are also opportunities to use other binders, less binder in cement. And these are, just like energy efficiencies, distributed all around the economy, a potential that we don't always know how to capture. We have the same thing with materials efficiency.
I see a world of opportunities here. I don't see challenges. We can reach easily an agreement why cement and concrete is important and why it's here to stay. But we can also reach an agreement that we need to all work together to make that work. The great thing is all the parameters are here. All the lights are green right now. We have the EU Green Deal. If we miss that opportunity, it's criminal. We cannot miss it. To all move together and move fast, and that's why being in part of same bureau and all going with the roadmap that same bureau has issued is absolutely key. The public sector has to incentivize to make sure that green cement and green concrete are the things that we need to put in any infrastructural type of work that is being put out there.
It is not just about creating a market of X million, X billion, it's about creating a change in expectations so that everybody knows which the direction of travel now is as we're starting to invest a lot of money.
I would say go for life thinking and maximize CO2 saving at every step of the value chain. Please recognize recarbonation as a key way to absorb CO2 and incentivize particularly the permanent storage of CO2 into concrete.
For the sector, I think that they have to work more closely with the politicians in order to increase circularity and at the same time in order to support research and innovation.
The key words here is systemic, holistic, life cycle and partnerships. I think these are absolutely the key words that should underpin further actions and further policies, whether it's for the businesses or for public authorities.
Collaboration throughout the value chain is key to achieving our objectives. Collaboration with architects, collaboration with contractors, and in fact, by reaching out to these people, we reach out to the end consumer, and we reach out to the citizen, and we reach out to improving our image and improving the place of concrete as an essential building material for a society of tomorrow.